There was one problem with the OPEC oil crisis in 1973, which caused some problems. It was further complicated by the political protests of 1976, which led to large unrest in parts of the country and general, not strike conditions, but there was disruption in production. And then finally in 1979, it was a second energy crisis that hit the world, and including Poland. And you could say that from 76, more or less, the more difficult years started. The Polish economy started underperforming. These loans that had come in, now there was repayment that was due for many of them. And Gerek tried to solve it by minimizing imports to as large of a degree as possible, finding national substitutes for most of those goods. Naturally, for some goods it was impossible. Some chocolates, for example, the chocolate confectionaries became rarer, citrus fruits and so on. So there were shortages. Coupled with that was also the introduction in 1976 of rationing cards for meat, dairy, and some other products as well, tobacco. This created a black market in which cigarettes, you could say, became a new form of unofficial currency that could be used for trading other things. So quite interesting times, which many Poles remember very well. This problem of having to wait in lines in front of stores with empty stores practically, with their rationing cards, and hoping that they would find something. So often you would have people that when they saw that a line opened up in front of a store, they became hopeful. Probably it meant that some new products had arrived, and people would usually line up together with other people, despite previously not having planned to do it. And when asked, what do they have in there? They would often say, we have no idea, but hopefully something. So, so let's stand here and wait in line for a couple of hours. And often, to their surprise, once they arrived, there was nothing left anyway. So the times were difficult, and in these conditions, this was also when another thing that the state tried to do, apart from limiting imports, was maximizing exports. So many of those goods that would have been needed for the internal market to fill up those shelves, they were exported in order to pay down those debts that had been taken. Also, you have a political crisis brewing. The Poles are tired of what is happening. The Polish Pope, John Paul II, had been elected in 1979. He had arrived to Poland for his first pilgrimage, and this really electrified the country. And you could say that this was an embryo that was created for future political unrest. In the coming year, in 1980, you have the establishment of a trade union, the Solidarity Movement and Solidarity Trade Union, which initially naturally was banned, as there were no independent trade unions that were allowed in the neither in the Soviet Union nor in the Soviet satellite states here in Central Eastern Europe. But after some unexpectedly large strikes and demonstrations, Gerek felt that he was under pressure, and he allowed the Solidarity Trade Union to start functioning as a legal and independent trade union, a first in the communist world. This greatly alarmed the people in the Kremlin. In Moscow, it was perceived as the start of a Polish-Hungarian revolution of 1956, or of the Prague Spring in 1968 in Czechoslovakia. So there was this burgeoning debate in the Soviet Union what to be done about this Polish problem. In Poland, Gierek's position among the hardliners in the party continued to deteriorate. And in the autumn of 1980, they had finally had enough. He was unceremoniously given the boot. He was even charged for corruption. Nothing would come from it because it was never proven, but initially they went that way.
Adam, I'm just going to have to interrupt you there. The clock in the corner of the studio is winking that our time is over, but we will pick it up if we may next time. There we are. I've had to interrupt Adam almost in mid-sentence, but fear not. If you join us next time, as we hope you will, here on Poland Daily History, we'll pick up the story. In the meantime, thank you for watching.